What is the deal, beautiful people? It's your boy Uncle Rza. Let's talk about the Xbox One and the PS4 dead in the water. Oh my god, fanboys, get together because you're gonna be strong. Well, you need to be strong on this one because I don't give a fuck about you anymore. But anyway, let's look at I don't know, there was some fuckface leak coming from some executive under the ARM company, talking about how in 2017, which is not that far away from here, by the way, mobile gaming or mobile chips or the GPUs will be more powerful than the Xbox One and the PS4. And this is interesting, right? And I'm not trolling here. I think this is interesting, and to really understand why this is a big deal, why this changes the scope of things, and why we should have seen this coming, I feel like you need to acknowledge that both the Xbox One and the PS4 were underpowered upon their arrival. And this is something you hear the PC master race poke fun at, but it's very true. I mean, you can build a $400 PC that's so much stronger than either of these consoles. And let's get it out the way now. The PlayStation 4 is more powerful than the Xbox One, but not by much. Not as much as you fucks would like it to be. And ultimately, these consoles are going to suffer the exact same fate at the exact same time, depending on the context, right? We'll talk about that in a bit. Now, the issue here is, and this is a conversation I've had with Snow, a conversation I've had with Jerry, and it's something that I've noticed a lack of. When you remember when you came home with your PlayStation, your first PlayStation, man, that thing was like a supercomputer in your home, and part of the things that got you so addicted to it, and you ran home to turn it on and hear the sound, is there was nothing like it in your house. This thing was the ultimate device. When you got your PlayStation 2, when you got your Dreamcast, again, these things were the most powerful piece of technology you had in your home. And 1000% the case with the PlayStation 3. I mean, to this day, I feel like the PlayStation 3 was just it was built for the future. It's such a powerful piece of hardware. Too bad they couldn't work a little more on the development tools for it. But the PlayStation 3 was a serious piece of fucking hardware. And there was nothing like it when it came out. And of course, that was so much stronger than the 360. But still, when you bought those consoles and you got home, these consoles were so advanced that by default, they would have lasted you to the curb. You had about a good 3 to 4 years of life expectancy, because they were so powerful before anything came out that would rival them, right? And then the software extended that life expectancy. So the games like the PlayStation 1, my god, that thing had a life cycle of a fucking elephant. The PlayStation 2, madness. The Xbox, it did a good thing. The 360 lasted long. The P3 still doing the damn thing. And then there's the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. In comparison to their counterparts, these fucking things were dead on arrival. They meant so much less right now. In fact, a year after I bought an Nvidia Shield, the Shield TV sitting in my living room. That thing is almost as powerful as my Xbox One. You get what I mean? So when I see this article and these guys are making these predictions, I believe them 1000%. And there are numbers out there to support it, and we will get there, of course. Now, what changes the scope for me is, sure, there's this fanboy war going on, and we're all looking like jackasses, right? Because for every game that comes out and I see a fucking video comparison with the Xbox is running at oh, it's only running at 700, and this is a joke, it's so weak. And it's like, well, you do know the PlayStation is running at 900, and it's still a fucking joke because nobody's hitting 1080p. And my graphics card, I was just running Battlefield 1080p at 120 frames a second. So we could all go fuck ourselves if we want to make graphic comparisons, right? Now, the thing that continues to be laughable to me is how petty we are, and it's like, we're being petty for the wrong fucking reasons. Now look at Microsoft with this super pivot to really take a lot of the exclusive offerings and the reasons to own an Xbox One and make it available on a much more robust platform like the PC. What does that mean for consoles? Does Microsoft know something we don't know? Can we expect the life expectancy of these consoles to not be as long as the previous generations? I certainly don't. I mean, when me and Snow first started talking about this, we went off, and this was before the reveals, right? You guys check these videos back there. They're in the backlog. We know our shit. And we expected these things to last 10 years. Never in a million years will we expect these things to be dead on arrival like this. And what really is interesting to me is the Xbox, particularly, I think, comes out in the favorable position in a situation where these consoles just show their ass and they're nothing more than obsolete. Is the Xbox was still kind of marketed as a media device, and I think you can put an Xbox One in your living room and be okay. At the very least. And the PlayStation's got a lot of those same features, but it's not, the UI is not terribly suited for that type of environment, and Microsoft definitely put a lot more TLC into that. So at the very least, maybe the Xbox got that, but I mean, let's look at it, right? We turn up our noses at these people who think they're gamers because they play Candy Crush on the subway and whatever the fucking stupid subway running game is. But the thing about these people is they spend their money. They buy more games. Like those games, Zynga as a company is worth so much more than damn near any of our hardcore gaming studios, right? And if you give them powerful hardware like that in a year, where do you think the developers are going to go? They've got the money to produce the big name titles. They just need the hardware. So what happens to our console now? Are we introduced to an entirely different concept of console? Is my phone now a console? I come home and I plug it into a mini HDMI adapter and I turn on a Bluetooth controller and that's my console? I don't know. What does that mean for PC gaming? Does the hardcore gamer now shift over to PC gaming? Because Microsoft already laid the infrastructure, the Xbox Live and the Halo and the Forza, that's all over there. What does that mean? I want you guys to weigh in here because I think there's so much about this that's interesting. And what about Nintendo, right? So let's say in 2 years, the Xbox and the PlayStation 4 are both struggling to run games properly, right? Because they're struggling right now. And Nintendo comes out and says, ha ha ha, idiots, here's our console and it's super powerful. And they got that right only because they're in the off cycle and they were able to see where Microsoft and Sony went wrong and they come out with a harder one. Do they now take the console lead? Do they get it right? Oh, this shit's crazy, fellas. Hit the comments below. Let me know what you think. Like the video if you like it. Subscribe to the channel. You know we out here working. It's your boy Uncle Rza. I'm out of here. Peace.